I was so amazed, you know, when I saw Vanilla Fudge. I didn't even want to go out to see him. And the drummer with the Flowerpot Men, Carlo Little, he said you got to come and see the American guys. You must come out and watch the American guys. And the whole style of what they were doing, the way they were playing, the sort of, how can you describe it, like panache, you know, the way they were set about it. Everybody just came out and watched these guys, because they got thrown off the tour that same night because they went over too long. Somebody pulled the tabs and there was almost a punch up back, so the crowd were booing because they wanted more. And I'll never forgot this. I thought, Vanilla Fudge, yeah, that's the sort of stuff I want to do. And it got to that strange time in music when everything was, it was starting to change. Nobody was quite sure what it was changing to. But different types of bands, everybody had been a group up to then. We were all groups and all classed as sort of pop groups, really. And then you had people, blues bands started to appear, and the whole music scene started to diverse. It was kind of fragmented into different tangents, really. And Carlo Little and I had tentatively been planning to form a band with Ritchie Blackmore, because as you know, Ritchie and Carlo Little had worked with Screaming Lord Sutch for years, and Ritchie had stayed in Germany. I'd played with Sutch, and I knew Ritchie, you know, just to say hello to, really. And we met him over in Germany when we were on the road, and we decided we'd do something. Jon Lord with the Artwoods, who were in their death throes then. I think John knew the writing was on the wall for the group, so he was kind of chasing his tail, really, trying to get whatever he could. So he started filling in for our keyboard player, and it became obvious he wasn't going to come back. So we said to John, do you want to stay as a permanent fixture? And he said, yeah, we'll do that. So we got quite close, and he would stay at my parents' place, and we got very friendly. And he'd been approached by Chris Curtis, the drummer from the Searchers. He'd left the Searchers, and he'd been at a party with these guys, businessmen, who were very impressed with Chris, and they were going to put some money behind him to form a new band. So he kind of got Jon Lord involved, and because he knew of Ritchie Blackmore, so he got him involved as well. And I think Ritchie flew over to talk to Chris Curtis, and when he heard his ideas, he flew back as fast as he could. And one day, while we were on tour with the Flowerpot Men, there's a telegram for Jon Lord from these same businessmen. And I was there when he showed me this telegram, and it just said, if you would like to, if you're interested in doing it without Chris, call us, which he was. So they more or less passed the ball over to Jon Lord. Well, you kind of get the band together. One day we had a little tour. It was must have been early in 1968 or the very end of 67. I can't remember which. We had a tour of Holland, and John was very mysterious, and he said to me, when we get to the hotel, I'd like you to room with me. So as soon as we got in the hotel room, he sort of all furtively sort of pulled the curtains, looked round the door, and made sure no one was listening. He said, would you give this up? He said, all this money we're making, because it was very good money. He said, would you give this money up for a basic wage of, say, £25 a week, which was about a quarter of what we were getting, you know. And I said, to do what? He said, to do our own music. I said, you got it, include me in, you know.